Hey Jade, welcome in everybody. Happy Saturday. Welcome in everybody. Happy Saturday. Hi Lemons. Hi Tina. Hi Crystal. Hi Laura. Hi DW. Hi Mary. Hey Pixie. Hi Holly. Hi Lady Rose. Hi Tickles Bear. Hey Tater Tot. Hey Cynthia. Hey Justin. Hey Venus. Hi Jasmine. Hi Tanya. Hey Lily. Happy Saturday everybody. I hope everybody's having a good weekend. Hi Bobby. Hey Deborah. Hi Carrie. Welcome back. Glad to see those of you over on YT, the tube. Thank you for being here. Also, if you guys could do me a favor and share this out with your friends. If you're on TikTok, if you could hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner. There's a little yellow circle with two arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs and it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Also, sharing to your stories and sharing with your friends all helps too, as well as tapping. Thank you so much. Alondra, welcome in. Welcome in, guys. Thanks for the follow, Marilyn. Welcome to the porch. Welcome in, everybody. If you're new here, my name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night from 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself, and you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. If you just look for Porch Lore, you will find me. Also, all the links are in my bio. And if you guys could hit that share arrow in the left-hand corner, if you just got here and haven't done it yet, there's a little yellow circle with the repost that helps crank us out. And you feel free to redo it every once in a while. Undoing it and redoing it also helps. It just kind of like resets the algorithm. Hi, Skrilla. Hi, Chewy's dad. Hi, Thay. Hi, Gotham. Hi, Cassie. Also, guys, feel free to start writing your story requests in all capital letters in the chat, and I will write them down and we'll vote for them. Venus, I can't believe it's missing again. That's so weird. And happy Saturday, guys. Welcome to the porch. Cranking. Crank that. Welcome in, Naomi. Hi, Lonnie. Hi, Ange. Hey, Jade, guess what? You and Beefy are going to be in the new story on Monday. How about that? Leslie, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Also, if you're just getting here, feel free to write your story requests in all capital letters in the chat, and then we're going to vote. Hi, Dallas. Hi, Brittany. Deborah, your keyword sentences are so funny. I love them. You're so cute. Yes, Justin, now you can say it and he will be. Oh, there's no chance, Jade. You're losing your other foot in this story. Just kidding. Okay, thanks, Lily. I haven't checked my email in a while. I'll check it for sure. Thanks for reminding me. I'm excited. Hey, Kim. You know what? Just looking for ways. That is exactly why I don't do that. You know, so many people just fall in love with me after that I can't. It's just a mess. I'm just kidding. Do they have wait, I don't know. Do they have, what do they have? I don't know. What kind of drinks do they have? Kim. Wait, what's Skrilla pointing to? Skrilla, what are you pointing to? Kim, short info. That was so funny, dude. Booze. Oh my god, that's so funny. Why didn't I think of that? That's so funny. That's so cute. Oh, hi, Kyle. I know. Thanks for reminding me again. Damn it. Why don't you just change it to Kyle? I always forget it's you. And then I'm like, just looking for ways. And then you say, hey, it's Kyle. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's Kyle. Just, why do you have a period there? Just put Kyle so we can all know it's you. Oh, Kyle. Nice to see you. Glad you're here. Oh, Cassie, it's called, what is it called? The Salem Prospect Tour. But I know what you mean when you say Ghosts of Salem. Because the other one is a Salem time slip. So they're quite different. Usually when people ask for that one, they ask for the Salem time slip. Yeah, thanks for asking, Cassie. Oh, gotcha, Kyle. That's okay. I understand. But I mean, Kyle is still pretty much anonymous. It's a really common name. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't be like, oh, that's the Kyle I know. I know like 8. I wouldn't even know if you might be one of the 8. Who knows? You know what I mean? It's not like your name is like Jamiroquai. I don't know why. That's the name that came to my brain first. And yes, Deborah, I have a story about melon heads. Do you really, Skrilla? Do you really? Thank you, Dennis. Thank you so much. Welcome in. Happy Saturday. Hi, Panda. Happy Saturday. Yeah, I wish too. Florida trucker said, hey, how do you know my name? Oh my God. Thank you for reminding me, James. James, I almost forgot. Thanks for reminding me. A synonym for a male body part. Well, there's no way your last name is like dong or dick. I mean, it could be, but I bet it's something like, well, only a male body part? Huh. Your last name's testicle, isn't it, Kyle? I'm just kidding. But yeah, Kyle's I'm very I don't think I think you would still completely have your anonymity. I actually nailed it. Yeah, I figured. I think you would still have your anonymity completely. Kim said prostate because he said a synonym. So I'm like trying to think of like, hi, problematic Alan. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Hi, Mystic. Skrilla, that one's funny. That joke's funny. Skrilla said, we know it's not brain. You guys have brains. They're just very different than ours. Different size. I'm just kidding. Lily, I just got your email. Exactly, James. All right, guys, I'm going to set up the first poll. It's the thought that counts. I'm going to set up the first poll. And then we can vote on the first story. And then I'll be right back. Sit back, grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock. Sit back and relax. And welcome to the porch. Happy Saturday. Deborah, when you said Vlad told me to ask, I actually know like more than one guy named Vlad. And I thought you were, and I was like, wait, what? How does she know? I thought you knew. Oh my God. I got so confused for a second. I was like, how does she fucking know him? What? It's like a blast from the past. I was like, holy shit, what? And then all of a sudden I realized she's talking about Vlad the Impaler and Dracula. Hi, AP. We love you. I miss you. Oh my God, Dennis, you're Tennessee Ridge Runner? I didn't know that. Hey, I didn't know that. I'm glad you told me. Yes, Deborah, I actually know 2 Vlads. Yes, I know 2 of them. And I was like, whoa, what? Because I like haven't even heard that name in a long time. So I was like, whoa, holy moly. Holy Ukraine. All right, guys. The poll is ready. We have Paint Blue, Grandpa's Cabin, Stillness in the Cedars, the Thomas House, and the Clover Door. You can vote in the blue box in the top left-hand corner. You can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. Who's it gonna be? We have Paint Blue, Grandpa's Cabin, Stillness in the Cedars featuring Jade's Ankle, Thomas House, and the Clover Door. Thank you, Crystal. Hi. Oh, crap, James, I forgot. Crap, I forgot. I'm so sorry, James. I'll do it on the next one. I totally forgot, you guys. It's Silly Story Title Saturday. And I forgot. And you even reminded me, and then I completely forgot again. I know, Jade, I'm sorry. I'll do it on the next. Or do you want me to stop it and change it? Do you guys want me to stop the poll and change it? I can stop it. You guys want me to stop it and redo it? I know. And I just realized. Okay. Lonnie says yes. Okay, we're stopping the poll. Sorry, guys. I messed up. If Lonnie says so, I do it. No, I'm just kidding. I messed up, so I'm going to redo it. Sorry, you guys. It's more fun this way. I'm so sorry for those of you who lost some of your coins voting this time. It's just way more fun this way. Don't you guys agree? I thought it was so fun last weekend, so I apologize. I am actually not feeling very great tonight. I'm okay. It's not a big deal. I am synced with the full moon, and I have just really bad lower back pain tonight. So I'm just not thinking like 100%. So I'm very sorry, and I'll be right back with the new poll, okay? Be right back. It's okay. Every full moon, I just am very like crampy, and being a one and a witch, The full moon is in 2 days, so that's most likely why I'm just starting to cramp now. So it's always the same time. So yeah, it's just, but I didn't want to get it too into it, but I knew you guys would be super worried and ask if what was wrong. So I just want to tell you it's not a big deal. It's the normal monthly shit. It's just worse this month. So that's all. But thanks, guys. I love you. I'll be right back. Me too, Mary. Me too, Mary. That means you're a very old witch. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to think of funny ones. You guys, what's the name of the website people go to check and see if hotels are shitty? And yeah, it's Skrilla. I probably... A lob. What is it? You mean like funny titles? Is that what a lob is? Because I feel like I was just going to text you and be like, hey. Because you're so funny. Is it Yelp? Trivago. I thought it was like, oh, is it TripAdvisor? Is it Trip? Or no, what was the one with the owl? Do you guys know what I'm talking about with the owl? What, didn't it have an owl? God, it's been a long time since I had a life where I vacationed. I don't even fucking remember. Oh, I'm Skrilla, you're sweet. I just finished. Okay. Well, I guess we'll go with God, what the fuck was it called? The one with the owl. Do you guys remember the one with the owl? Oh, they do? TripAdvisor? Thank you, Grizzly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, appreciate it. Okay, guys, the poll's ready. And it's Silly Story Saturday. So these are not the real titles if you're new. These are the fun titles. What's Skrilla? It's true. It's true. Okay, guys, we have blue means bye-bye, boo-boo. Then we have I inherited this crappy cabin. And then we have she's trapped here. Don't feel sorry for her. Okay. Then we have stuck in a dive bar for eternity. And then we have 1 star on TripAdvisor. Okay. And you guys can vote in the top left-hand corner in the blue box. We have blue means bye-bye, boo-boo. We have I inherited this crappy cabin. We have she's trapped. Oh, it meant to be she's trapped here, but I put she's trapped her, like Nelly. She's trapped her. Don't feel sorry for her. Stuck in a dive bar for eternity, and 1 star on TripAdvisor. Who's it gonna be? Can you guys guess which stories are which? And you can vote in the top left-hand corner. You don't know, Jade? Blue means bye-bye, boo-boo. I inherited the scrappy cabin is grandfather's cabin. Blue means bye-bye, boo-boo is hain't blue. It means bye-bye, boo-boo. She's trapped here, don't feel sorry for her is the White Witch of Rose Hall. Stuck in a dive bar for eternity is Clover Door. And 1 star on TripAdvisor is the Thomas House Hotel. I tried here, okay, guys? I'm going to make a new rule. For requests on Saturdays and Sundays, you guys have to write suggestions for funny titles for your request. I'm not feeling that funny tonight. I'm trying. I just want some chocolate. Hi, Sarah. Skrilla just threw a tomato at me. Skrilla, you don't have to say just kidding. I know. Oh, I like that one. Thanks, Kim. I'm gonna write that down. Yeah, Kelly, that was probably it. Too much of that AI story script today that my brain stopped working. Too many adjectives overloaded my brain. CJ gets it. He was there with us all day. Well, not all day, but a lot of the time. He said scary time of the month. You never know. He's like, just playing it safe. Big Mama's annual Christmas party. Is that Magnolia House? Thank you, Anton. I know you listen every night. I really appreciate you. You're always so sweet. Anton Tobias, you always write the kindest comments. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. That'll do it. And the winner is Stuck in a Dive Bar for Eternity, also known as the Clover Door. I will be right back. This story is my special St. Patrick's Day story that I wrote just for the live audience. It is not on YT or the podcast streams. It is exclusive to the live. So odds are a lot of you probably haven't heard it. Hi, Lisa. And so sit back and relax. And this story was also written because of St. Patrick's Day. I chose a theme for our porch pals that are struggling with sobriety or are sober, because St. Patrick's Day is a tough holiday for people who are trying to be sober, to be alone or to not drink. So this story is dedicated to all of the porch pals who are struggling with substance abuse, addiction, have made it out of that, or are still trying to make it out of that, or have lost family members because of that, or are trying to help your family members get out of that. It's a much more serious illness than our society takes seriously. And I just like to stop and say a little bit about it before I read this story because I just want everybody to know that it is not a character flaw. The most brilliant, kindest, funniest people I have ever known are the people who wanted to numb from this life. Our life the society we are in is bullshit, and wanting to numb yourself from it does not mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you're a failure. It's not a character flaw. It's understandable. And to dig yourself out of wanting to do that and to try to find a way to live this life without it is admirable, courageous, and amazing. And do not ever let society convince you guys otherwise. Most of the most brilliant minds in the history of time were addicts, and we just pretend like that's not true. And so I just like to remind people that you don't always have to be an addict, but don't feel like it's a character flaw or you're a failure because you needed to escape in a society that is extremely cruel and not accommodating to especially creative people. It tends to be a lot of creatives that like to turn to drugs and alcohol. So I just want to let you know that this is a judgment-free place. We're rooting for you, and everybody wants you to stick around. And that's usually how addiction ends, is by the person not sticking around. So as much as you might want to numb yourself, people who love you and people who haven't met you yet that will love you want you to stay around. So if you can find a way to make it through this shithole life with friends or podcasts or anything that helps distract and instead of numbing with drugs and stuff, I highly commend you for doing that. And we are rooting for you. We're proud of you. And it doesn't matter if it's been 6 hours and you're starting tonight, or if it's been 6 years. It's a really, really amazing thing. And I'm proud of you. And as someone who's an ally, I myself have not struggled with it, but I have had some of the dearest people in my life that have. And they are honestly some of the most intelligent and kindest people I've ever known. And to watch someone you love like that struggle is a special kind of pain, because it's something where like you understand. And our society, it's also an illness, and our society would never treat people with cancer the way they treat people with addiction. So just wanted to preface this story with that. This is dedicated to all of you guys, and we're rooting for you, and you can fucking do this. And this is just one of your journeys. I believe in reincarnation, and you were given this battle to learn something from it. So maybe you don't have to come back again. So you can fucking do it. Anyway, I'll be right back. Jenny, I actually wrote it because a week before St. Patrick's Day, someone on the porch came in and said that without even meaning to, the porch had helped them sober up when they realized they hadn't been drinking every single night before bed. They had just been looking forward to coming to the porch, and they'd crawl into bed and like hang out with us, and they realized they hadn't drank that night. And they were doing it like without realizing it. And so she came in and was in tears and said, I've been here a month, and the amount I've cut back on drinking, I've been trying to cut back this much for 6 years. And so I had no idea that I wouldn't even think of that being like an after effect. And I thought about it. I was like, yeah, that's right. Because people get lonely at night and they drink, you know? And so I was like, oh my God, I never even thought of that. I know. And it was like 2 weeks before St. Patrick's Day, and I cried after my live about it. And I was like, I can't believe I'm actually helping people. That's like my dream. My whole life is to make a difference. And I'd never thought my spooky stories would do that. And so I sat down and I was like, it just really hit me hard. So I was like, I have to write a story I didn't realize we have alcoholics in here that are using this as their way to pull out of this mess, you know? And I was like, that is really inspiring. Thanks, Aqua. So it was really inspiring. And that is actually, so 2 weeks later, I surprised her with this story on the live. I don't know if she's been in a while, but I'm glad, Doug. Thank you. Yeah, so she is actually because I wouldn't even have associated the two. And then and then other people after she said it chimed in the chat, and they were all like, yeah, it helps me. And I've been trying, you know, so I was like, wow. Yeah, I guess I do, Deborah. Aw, Skrilla, you're sweet. All right, guys, I'll be right back with the tale of the Clover Door, also known as Stuck in a Dive Bar for Eternity. Aw, Poof, thank you so much. I'm so glad. I'm glad I'm here to help, and I'm sorry that you've had a life that has given you that. We're sending you love. But again, I don't know if this helps, but I am like, I remember my past lives. I know that you might think that sounds crazy, but so I can tell you that we do reincarnate, and the stuff you're going through now, it doesn't make it any easier, but a lot of times the shittiest stuff comes to the oldest souls who are at the end of the journey, where you might not have to reincarnate again. And if you make it through and you learn these lessons, you're done. And you get to become like a sage. And then you get to just like watch humans be dumb and laugh about it and like direct their lives and like, you know? So, oh, really, Priscilla? I mean it. I truly believe that. So the people you see who just skate, who have just never had, like I have friends who have literally, I wouldn't say perfect, but like their lives have literally pretty much been problematic free. They've just grew up with both parents. They had this, they had that. And everything was just kind of, they became a nurse. They married a cop. They stayed in the same town. All their friends, and they go to every baby shower. Their lives are just really. And I'm like, those people are new on their journey. They're easing it into. They are at the beginning. And I feel like those of us who, when we are going through, because if you've noticed, I don't know if you guys research a lot about healers, but almost all healers, I posted something about it in my story earlier. Almost all healers, you get your abilities through immense trauma, where you notice patterns, you notice, you can sense people's feelings, the empathy, all of that comes from trauma. It's a trauma response. So a lot of people who wake up to their powers or turn on their intuition or all those things that healers like myself have, it's caused through trauma. People don't realize your powers turn on through trauma. That's why a lot of people have near-death experiences. Then all of a sudden they realize they've stepped into their power. They've awakened something inside. So, thanks, Lonnie. So, those of us who are healers, people are like, wow, you're really powerful. Like, I can't, but it's also like, I would sometimes give anything to have not gone through what I have gone through, to have gained my abilities and to step into my power, because it changes you. And then you kind of almost live a life, when you decide to, step into it and be a healer or whatever, you almost just live your life for others at that point. You're kind of like, this journey is just not for me this time. If that makes sense. So I wouldn't wish it upon anybody, but I will say that, take it from me, if your journey's hard this time, it means you're close to the end, and that's a good thing. We are here to, every time we incarnate, learn lessons, and they're different. We come back as different genders. We come back as different species, and we learn something every time. And I truly believe that they give you the hardest stuff right before you pass the test. Yeah, same here, Ange. This better be my last round. I was emancipated at 16 years old, so I'm tired. This better be my last round. Anyway, I'll be right back. This story is dedicated to all of our friends who struggle with addiction, or who have loved ones who do. Be right back. Michelle, I was born longing to go home. I was one of those little kids, just like in the reincarnation stories, where I used to tell my parents, like, I want to go home. And so yeah, same girl, same. Mookie, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Also, yeah, it's a yearning. That's exactly what it is, Lonnie. It's the weirdest emptiness. It's the weirdest yearning. It's longing. It's bizarre. You're making a root beer float, Ange. That sounds so good. Oh my God. That sounds so good and cute. You're so cute. Diagnosis of what? You know what? They chocolate cake's the only cake I don't like. And I love like all cake. Oh yeah, agreed. I think a lot of them are just like ADHD. I think it's an evolutionary thing. I don't think it's actually a disorder. It's just a disorder right now for the way our society is structured, because we aren't good worker bees. And so they call it a disorder because, according to who? The guys who want to not pay us a living wage and make us work so they get yachts. Then fuck yeah, I'm glad I have a disorder. because I will never fucking comply. And that's the problem. I don't think it's like a lot of these things they're calling disorders. No, boo. I think it's our brains have evolved, and you can't control us the same way you used to be able to, and you don't like it. Hi, Darren. Like, oh my God, I can't sit still for fucking 12 hours in a cubicle. How dare me? I must have a disorder. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm sorry, but I feel the opposite. If you can sit in a cubicle for 12 hours and not do shit and barely eat or talk to anybody, that to me is much more alarming. Space cat Holly. Holly, that's so cute. Holy shit. So I think our society is the disordered thing. It's the illness. And yes, Anna, I am a divergent. I know. That's the problem, is I look like I would just be like country clubbing, whatever. And nope. I'm like, no dice. So like telling me I can't be waste my life away in an officeless or windowless office cubicle, it makes me disordered, then perfect. Then yes, I am. Sign me up. I'll be disordered all day. Me too, Mary. I still haven't started the story. You think? And I'm medicated right now. That's the worst part. Anyway, me too, Rachel. Always. Anyway, I'll be right. It is the Matrix. It's literally what we are living in. It's literally like they like make us all feel like something's wrong with us because we can't work 9 to 5 thankless, barely living wage jobs. Like, what the? Am I living in the Twilight Zone? Anyway, when I start talking about this shit, my views go down and they throttle my live. So we love TikTok Shop and we love corporations like the ones that own TikTok now, like BlackRock. We love you. Be right back. Oh, by the way, I didn't have a really good idea, but one of the porch pals had a really good idea that I would like to implement if you guys don't mind. That was a Freudian slip. That was such a Freudian slip. If my mods wouldn't mind, or anybody you don't have to, if you're not a mod, it's fine too. But if we get off track at some point tonight, like we did last night with the roast beef, or when I get off track, like I do a lot, like right now when I was just babbling, if anybody feels compelled to start writing keywords in the chat, not only will it help the algorithm, but it'll also remind me to like go back to snap back on topic. Does that make sense? It would just be really helpful. It's kind of like a backup to like reinforce what the hell we talk about. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Jamie. I love you. Yes, Darren, the energy is very strong right now. The full moon is coming and it's a strong one. Oh, no code word. There's no code word. It's just like if you hear me getting off track or if you see people in the chat talking off track about a topic that we probably shouldn't get pushed out for, if you guys could just like start typing the keywords and that'll remind me, and it'll also tell. Yeah, it's in 2 nights. And that'll also tell the algorithm. Thanks, guys. Okay, be right back. Have you guys noticed that ever since the studio update, the banners have like seizures now? It's so annoying. Like, what are they doing? And then I just like try to click them to restart. Like if I click on it and move it, just if I wiggle it a little bit, it stops. If I move it around a little bit. So if you guys see me just moving the banners a little bit, it's because TikTok's just ridiculous. And there's so many glitches and I cannot stand looking at them twitch. Lonnie, what are you stimming with? Like verbal stimming? Like hee, hee, hee. You know what, Anne? I'm not sure. Maybe somebody else will know the answer. Anne's looking for anybody who knows anything about melatonin. We have lots of nurses in here. Is it too late? Fun fact, Skrilla. Women with ADHD usually verbally stim, and men with ADHD are usually the foot tappers and the shakers. That's why women with ADHD like myself talk a lot and we make funny voices and we imitate sounds because we like to verbally stim. Oh my God, Michelle. Why is Prairie Cooper quickly becoming my favorite? He's so cute. The one with him with the dandelion was unreal. So cute. Yes, we a mess. We a mess. Thank you, Mrs. Carla. Thank you, Holly. Kim Possible, thanks for the follow. It's an honor. Decaption says this live is melatonin. Thank you. Submitted for the approval. of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the last call at the clover door. Liz, sit back and relax. Hopefully I can help you fall asleep. I wasn't supposed to go out that night. That was the agreement I had made with myself sometime mid-afternoon, sitting at my kitchen table with a glass that I hadn't finished and a phone full of messages that I hadn't answered. St. Patrick's Day had a way of turning into something else for me. Something less like a celebration and more like an excuse I didn't need. I told myself I'd stay in, order food, watch something mindless, let the night pass like any other. But as the light started to fade and the noise from outside crept in, the distant laughter, the music bleeding through walls, that familiar hum of people already a few drinks in, I felt that pull again. Not overwhelming, just consistent. Like something I had followed enough times that my body didn't need permission anymore. By the time I realized I'd made a decision, I was already walking. I didn't even grab my jacket. I just stepped out and I let the noise guide me. The streets were exactly what you'd expect. Green everywhere, plastic beads, faces flushed from cold air and cheap liquor. Every bar spilling over, every doorway packed, every laugh just a little too loud. I moved through it without stopping, past places that I had been before, places that would have welcomed me without question. But that wasn't what I wanted. I was looking for something quieter, something that didn't feel like it was trying so hard. I don't remember turning down the street. One second, I was in the middle of it all, and the next, it was gone, off in the distance. Like someone had turned the volume down. The street I found myself on was old and narrow. The kind of place where the buildings lean slightly inward. There were no decorations, no crowds, just a few dim lights and silence that didn't match the night. That's when I saw the door. A sign hung crooked above it, paint chipped, wood darkened from years of weather. The sign read, "The Clover Door." I stood there for a second trying to place it. I'd lived in the city for a really long time. I thought I knew most spots worth knowing, and this wasn't one of them. Curious, I pushed the door open. The first thing I noticed was the quiet. It wasn't empty. There were people inside, maybe a dozen scattered along the bar and a few tables. But there was no music. It was just low conversation and the clink of glasses. and the soft scrape of the wood chairs against the wood floor. It felt old, and not in a themed way, not in that curated vintage kind of sense. Actually old and untouched. The bartender looked up as I stepped in. He didn't smile, he just nodded in acknowledgement. So I took a seat at the bar. I didn't say anything. I didn't need to. A glass appeared in front of me within a few seconds, already poured, already waiting. And I guess that should have felt strange, but it didn't. I figured it was just some St. Patrick's Day drink special. I picked it up and I took a sip. And it tasted right. Too right. Smoother than anything I'd had in a long time. I let out a slow breath. That familiar easing. The one I'd been chasing for longer than I wanted to admit. For a while, nothing felt off. It crept in, piece by piece, subtle enough that I didn't really question it until it was already too late to pretend that it wasn't happening. The man sitting 2 stools down from me caught my attention first. And not because he did anything unusual, but because he'd been in the same position since I had walked in. Glass in hand, elbow on bar, head tilted slightly downward. I watched him for a minute, then 2, and he didn't move. He didn't even blink. He just held that position. And then I noticed that there was a woman in the back table doing the same thing. Her glass was in front of her and her hands were resting lightly on either side, but there was no movement. I scanned the room carefully and I realized that everyone was just kind of sitting there frozen. Their movements, when they happened at all, were small and repetitive, like they were only capable of doing the same things in a loop. The bartender wiped the same section of the bar over and over again. I took another sip. The warmth didn't hit me the same this time. It just sat there heavy in my throat. I set the glass down. And that's when the man beside me finally spoke. "First time here?" His voice sounded normal. I turned slightly. He was looking at me now. "Yeah, you could say that," I said. He nodded. "Most people don't find this place on purpose." What does that mean? He didn't answer immediately. He just lifted his glass, looked at it, then back at me. "You ever wake up and realize you don't remember getting home?" he asked. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. He nodded again, like that was answer enough. "Yeah, me too." Something shifted in the room. The energy felt different. He turned his body slightly toward me, more engaged now, more present than anyone else in the bar. "So, what were you driving?" The question landed harder than it should have. He leaned back slightly and exhaled. "I told myself I was fine. Every time. But it only takes once to be wrong." Then the lights in the bar flickered, not dramatically, just enough to shift. And then the lights steadied and everything seemed normal. Exactly how it had been. But the energy still felt off. "What is this place?" I asked. The man looked at me for a long moment, and then he said, "It's where the night stops." I didn't understand. "St. Patrick's Day," he continued. "Biggest drinking day of the year for a lot of places." He gestured loosely around the room. "Everyone here thought they had one more in them. They didn't mean to," he added. "None of us do." And that word hit me hard. Us. I'm not one of them. And that's when I stood up from my chair. I stepped back from the bar, my heart beating faster now. "I'm leaving," I said, and the man nodded. "Yeah," he said, "while you still can." I turned toward the door. I reached for a hand closing around the handle. And then I hesitated, thinking of all the lives lost on this very night due to drinking too much. And then I pulled the door open and I stepped through. The noise hit me immediately, loud, bright, and alive. The street was exactly how I'd left it. Crowds, music, laughter, everything in motion. I stood there for a second, catching my breath and grounding myself. And that's when I saw it. Down the street. A small crowd gathered at an intersection, just standing there looking. I moved closer, each step heavier than the last. And then I saw why. Flashing lights, red and blue, an ambulance, a police car, and a vehicle crumpled against a pole. Front end completely collapsed inward, glass scattered across the pavement. Near the edge of the scene, I saw a stretcher. Someone was lying on it, covered and still. And there was a paramedic speaking quietly to someone just out of the frame. I didn't need to get any closer. I didn't need to see more. I already understood what that man in the bar had meant. It only takes once to be wrong. I looked back over my shoulder, and I saw a man walking away from the scene, looking lost and scared. He walked down that alley and right into the clover door. And then I saw the door disappear. And there was nothing but brick wall, like it had never even been there. I didn't drink the rest of the night. I didn't go into another bar, and I haven't had a drink since. Not because I'm afraid of what I saw, but because I can't shake the feeling that it wasn't random. It felt like a warning, like a line that I hadn't crossed yet, but that I was coming closer to every time I convinced myself I was fine. Every time I told myself that I could handle one more. Sometimes late at night, when everything gets quiet and I start to crave a drink, I think about the clover door and those people. If I had taken one more sip, if I'd stayed just a little longer, would I have ever left it all? Or would I still be there, sitting at the bar, glass in hand, waiting for someone else to walk through that door so I could ask them the same question. So, what were you driving? And that's the tale of the clover door. Thank you, Mace. Thank you, Crystal. Thanks, Kim. Hi, Scarlett. Thank you, Ange. Thank you, Leslie. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, Elle. Hi, Steph. Thanks, Shelly. Thank you, Sarah. All right, guys, I'll be right back with the next poll. Also, welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself, and you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Thanks, Leslie. That was so cute. If you just look for Porch Lore, you will find me, and all of the links are in my bio. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Andrew. And if you guys could do me a big favor. Hi, Janae. How you doing? I miss you. If you guys could do me a big favor. Oh, there's corn. Thanks, Leslie. If you guys could do me a big favor and hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner. There is a yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Also, sharing to your stories and sharing with your friends helps too. And tapping the screen. Thank you so much. And I'll be right back with the next poll for us to vote for the next story. And you know what, Stacy? I literally just finished a story. So if you don't have any patience and can't wait like 5 minutes for a poll, then you can go ahead and unfollow, because we don't need people with attitudes like that on our porch. So like, what's the point of you being here? Like, what's the point? Like, maybe work on having an attention span. Or if you just want to hear stories back to back, go to my like YT channel. Does that sound good? Because the point of being here is to like build community. Something you obviously like don't know about, Stacy. She's like, before I unfollow. Oh no, Stacy. How will I go on? How will I go on if Stacy unfollows me? This isn't an airport. You don't have to announce your departure, boo-boo. Just fucking leave. Bye. And work on your attention span, because that's embarrassing. That's okay, Scarlett. People write in all caps all the time in here. I don't really take it as yelling. And thank you, Kim. Thank you, Kim. Kim took out the trash. Appreciate it. Wrong porch. And what I love is we never have more than like a 10-minute break between the polls. Like the polls take an extra like 10 minutes sometimes, but we never have. So like if you see that we're voting for a story, you've been here twice and you've never once gotten any indication that we're doing stories, then you have no attention span and you've come in for like 3 minutes. Literally, because there are lots of indications that we're voting, we're getting the backgrounds ready. So like get the fuck out of here. Go somewhere that has lots of flashing lights every 2 minutes. Wrong place. I know, Janae, me too. But if you tap the gift thing, like the category of the gift twice, it'll sort them by price. And that's a little bit easier to find them that way. Stacy, can't you see? This is not the porch for you. Stacy is gone, thanks to Kim. Justin is so witty. Literally, he is like he is so funny. Justin is so funny. Grim. Thank you, Janae. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Janae. Thank you, Ellie. Thanks, Diana. Tempo flute. Uh-oh, the poll's under review. I don't think they're going to approve my funny names. We'll see. They're not inappropriate. They're just weird. Yes, Beefy, it's Silly Name Day. Kim, it hasn't been approved yet, so there is no voting happening yet. Thank you, Kim. Yeah, there will be a poll that pops up in the left-hand corner once my poll gets approved. But welcome to the porch. We are very interactive here. Welcome, Kim Possible. Welcome to the porch, Kim Possible. Everybody welcome Kim Possible. It's the porch. Hi, Barbles. Welcome to the porch. Sarah, when that happens, just swipe out of the app completely and come back. Call me, beat me, anytime you reach me. Okay, they approved my poll. They approved my poll. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Kim Possible. Okay. We have blue means bye-bye, boo-boo. We have fuck love, give me a grilled cheese. We have the ghosts of people who offed witches. We have Jade whines about her foot. And we have big head baby kids. Especially for Kim. It is Silly Story Title Saturday. You can vote in the top left-hand corner. Where is Jade? Why is she not here? What the hell? She left again? Where the hell is Jade? Everybody send Jade the invite, please. She needs to get her butt back in here. She's cruising the streets. She's cruising these TT streets. You like him, Holly? Ghosts of the people who opt. I had to think of a way because I couldn't say, I couldn't say like hanged her. I was like, I don't think it's going to improve anything like that. I have to say something like oft. I can't believe Jade's not here for her foot poll. Like, geez. Oh, thank you, Crunchy. I love that. Thank you so much, Crunchy. That is one of my favorites. That is so beautiful. Thank you so much for helping me with my gallery. I really appreciate it. Thanks. I know, isn't it pretty, Beefy? It's so pretty. Also, Kim, the poll is only 2 minutes long and it just ended. So the winner is fuck love, give me a grilled cheese. which is the Lonely Hearts Diner, which is my Valentine's Day special. You guys are wanting the holiday stories tonight, huh? Hi, Wolf King. Also, thank you, Gibelina. This is just normal music for me. This is not October music. The theremin is all year long for me in my mind. October music I feel like is much spookier and more fall-like. But thank you. Welcome in. We live that life all the time, not just in October. Right, Ellie? I know, Michelle. I'm telling you, that's why I came up with this idea, to see if some of the stories people don't vote for would actually get voted for because of the silly names, and it does seem to work. Because like you said, Big Head Baby Kids got Melonheads the most votes they've ever gotten. They almost won. Yeah. And so I was like, well, maybe this will help. Yes, Scarlett, we can see you. All right, be right back with The Tale of the Lonely Hearts Diner, which is my Valentine's Day story. Holly, what live are you talking about? You missed what live? Oh, Kim's. Oh, okay. I thought she was talking to me because she didn't at you. I get it. James, I'm so jealous. All the storms here come when it's dark, and I hate it. The best part of a storm is getting to see it. And, well, that's not true. The best part is the energy. But the second best part is getting to see it. And they come here every night at night. And it's just ugh. And they didn't used to. They used to come and in the day. And now I can't remember the last time a storm came here during the day and was awesome. It really sucks. Georgia, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Hi, Liz. Hi, cutie. Happy Saturday. Thanks for the follow, Deandra. Welcome to the porch. I love that name, Deandra. It's pretty. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Lonely Hearts Diner. Hi, Chance. Valentine's Day had a certain kind of silence to it when you're alone. Not the peaceful kind. The kind that hums under your skin. It always felt like the world got louder about love on purpose. Like every heart-shaped decoration and overpriced bouquet was meant to remind you of something that you didn't have. Or of something you lost. Or of something you stopped believing in. This year, I wasn't heartbroken. Not exactly. I was just done. I had surrendered to the idea that love just wasn't coming back around for me. And I wasn't bitter about it. I wasn't even sad in the sharp way I used to be. It was more like the dull acceptance of the weather. Some people get spring and some people get winter that never leaves. I was traveling alone again, as I often did, crossing state lines like they were nothing. A road trip stretched across the country, fueled by gas station coffee and the kind of curiosity that never really turns off. I was researching supernatural folklore, collecting stories from forgotten towns, and diners where old men still talked about lights in cornfields and women who vanished on back roads. I had always been drawn to places where the veil felt thin. And Valentine's Day just happened to fall in the middle of my trip. By the time night came, I was deep into the kind of rural darkness that makes you realize how small headlights really are. The interstate was long behind me now. I was on a back road that I couldn't even name. Guided more by my instinct at this point than my GPS. And the world outside my windshield reduced to bare trees and occasional snowbanks glowing faintly under the moon. My stomach had been growling for miles. I always forget to eat. The coffee I'd had earlier was long gone, replaced by that tired heaviness that makes your eyes ache and your thoughts blurry. I told myself I'd find something soon. A truck stop, a late night diner, anything. But the road only grew darker. And then around a bend I saw it, a glow. Soft and warm, neon. At first, I thought my mind was playing tricks on me, desperate for comfort, but it was real. The diner sat alone on the side of the road as if it had been there, dropped from another decade. Vintage 1950s style, chrome trim. Big front windows fogged with warmth, and a neon sign buzzing above the roofline. The Lonely Hearts Diner. The parking lot was half full, which felt impossible out here in the middle of nowhere. And the windows were decorated with paper hearts, and a hand-painted banner stretched across the glass that read, "Anti-Love Valentine's Day Dinner for the ones who quit believing." I slowed and pulled in, my tires crunched over gravel. Hungry and exhausted, I stepped out into the cold and the air hit my lungs like ice. But the diner's warmth spilled out through the cracks of its doors, carrying the smell of coffee, fried food, and pie. Inside, there was golden light and vinyl booths, a counter lined with stools and a jukebox glowing in the corner. Every table was occupied, not by couples, but by singles, by people sitting alone with coffee cups between their hands, faces turned inward, like they were listening to their own thoughts. The atmosphere was quiet, but not sad, more like reverent. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, Michelle. Like a church made of chrome and coffee. I slid into a booth near the window, shrugging off my coat, and a waitress appeared almost immediately. She wore a pale pink uniform, old-fashioned, the kind you only see in movies. And her hair was pinned up neatly, and her face kind of unreadable, but someone who seemed like she wouldn't judge you. She set a menu down in front of me, and the menu was simple. Grilled cheese, fries, coffee, and pie. Valentine's Day special. And at the very bottom, in small cursive, it read, "Tonight's special, closure." I ordered coffee and the grilled cheese with fries and the pie, and the waitress nodded, leaving with a softness that made no sound. As I waited, I looked around, and everyone in the diner seemed tired. Not physically, but spiritually. A man at the counter stared into his mug like it contained the ocean. A woman in a dark coat sat with her hands folded, her wedding ring still on her finger. An older gentleman picked at a slice of pie, his eyes distant as if he was remembering someone who he had lost. This wasn't a diner for heartbreak. This was a diner for surrender. Thank you, Jen. And somehow that felt worse. My coffee arrived, and it was hotter than it should have been, steaming like it had been poured straight from the center of the earth. I waited, and then I took a sip, and it tasted like every late night conversation that I have ever had with someone who mattered. It tasted like warmth, like being understood without needing to explain yourself. It tasted like love. I stared down at it, unsettled. I hadn't let myself feel these feelings in a very long time. The waitress moved through the diner, refilling cups. And as she did, I noticed that the energy in the room started to subtly change. The man at the counter lifted his head and his shoulders eased. The woman with the wedding ring exhaled as if she'd been holding her breath for years. A few people began to smile, small hesitant smiles, and not at each other but at themselves, at something remembered. The jukebox clicked and a different song began, still slow, but less mournful and more hopeful. And I found myself thinking about love in ways that I hadn't allowed myself to in years. And not just romantic love, not the kind of love that leaves, but love more as a concept, as a human thing. Friendship, kindness to a stranger, the way someone can hold a door open on a hard day. The way a place can feel like home even if you've never been there before. And I realized something then. I had been telling myself that I had given up on love because it hurt less than hoping. But the truth was, hope had never really left. It had just gotten quiet. My food came and it was simple diner food, but it tasted like it had been made with love. And as I ate, the tired heaviness in my chest began to lift. And not because I suddenly believed in soulmates, but because I remembered that love isn't just one thing. Love isn't just romance. It isn't just Valentine's Day. It is everywhere, in small forms just waiting to be noticed. When the waitress brought my check, it was tucked inside a little paper heart. And written inside, in delicate script, was something that made my throat tighten. A reminder that giving up on love was not the same thing as being free from it. I left cash on the table, more than enough. And as I stood up, the waitress met my eyes, and her expression was gentle, like she already knew that I would be okay. Outside, the cold wrapped around me again, but it felt different this time, less cruel. The neon sign buzzed softly behind me as I walked back to my car. The Lonely Hearts Diner glowed against the dark road like a lantern. I drove away with caffeine in my veins and something unfamiliar in my chest. Not romance and not longing, just openness. The next morning, curiosity gnawed at me and I told myself I should go back and thank that waitress. So I got in the car and I drove, same road. The snowbanks glittered and I drove slowly, watching for the neon glow, mile after mile. But there was nothing. No diner and no parking lot, no sign. I decided to stop at a small gas station and ask the clerk how to get there. The clerk shook his head and said, "Stop with the jokes." I didn't understand. And then he told me that there was a local legend about a diner that only appeared along this road once a year on Valentine's Day. A place for the lonely. A place for ones who quit believing in love. A place that served coffee and closure. Thank you, Stephen. And then it vanished before the morning. I drove back to the road anyway and I parked where I thought it had been. I got out and I stood in the snow. And I realized that maybe the diner wasn't meant to be found twice. Maybe it wasn't really a place, but more of a moment. A haunting, but not of terror, of hope. A reminder that even on the loneliest holiday of the year, love can still be found. Just not always in the way you expect. Thank you, Leslie. Not always as romance. Sometimes it's as a warm booth in the middle of nowhere. Sometimes it's a waitress who looks at you like you are still worth saving. And every Valentine's Day, ever since, I have found myself wondering, how many lonely hearts were sitting in that diner right now, drinking coffee, letting go, and believing again. And that's the tale of the Lonely Hearts Diner. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Rachie. And no, the holiday stories are exclusive to the live and they are not on YT. And thank you guys. I'm glad you liked it. Hi, First Light. Also, yes, thank you to everybody tapping tonight. It does help get the live pushed out. And if you're new here, welcome in. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. And I do write and record all of these stories myself, and you can listen to them on my YT channel or any of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. Bertlicious, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Nino, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Hi, Nick. Welcome to the porch. All right, you guys, I'm going to set up the next poll for us to vote for the next story. Lori, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. And Saturday and Sundays, I do silly story title Saturday and Sunday. So these are not going to be my normal titles. So if you are new here, I promise this is not how I title my stories usually. It's just a silly, fun way to spice it up a little bit. And so sit back and relax, grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, check out the shooting stars, and welcome to the porch. Happy Saturday. I'll be right back with the poll so we can vote. And thank you so much, Candace. I appreciate you. Hi, Mackenzie. We love you. How are you doing? I hope you're okay. Thinking about you. We love you so much. I'm so sorry that you're grieving. We love you. And I'm so sorry. Hi, Lindy. Everybody, please give our beloved Mackenzie some extra love tonight. She just lost her husband unexpectedly 2 days ago, and she needs our support. She has been here every night with us for a long time, and she has still been coming. And she feels less alone here. So please, guys, just give her all the love tonight because she is really going through it. And she came in the night it happened and told us, and I can't imagine. She was still in shock when she came in. So we love you, and give yourself some grace and allow yourself to grieve. And we're so, so sorry. Me too, Mary. Literally. Same. Okay, you guys, the next poll is ready. We have blue means bye-bye, boo-boo. We have the spooky silk stockings. We have Zaddy plays hard to get. We have whoop whoop pull over, he's hot. And we have oh, she's big mad. You can vote in the top left-hand corner. There's a blue box. You can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. We have Silly Story Title Saturday, where you get to guess which stories these goofy titles are. Hi, Poolman, welcome in. And we have Blue means bye-bye, boo-boo. We have the spooky silk stockings. We have Zaddy plays hard to get. We have whoop whoop pull over, he's hot. And we have oh, she's big mad. Who's it gonna be? Hi, Matt. Burley. Same, Leslie, same. Same. Thank you, Gigi. Lovely. You can't guess blue means bye-bye, boo-boo? Yeah, night crawlers really can't. They really just... People really hate them. Guinevere? I wouldn't blame him for it. Ice cream's just good and you enjoy eating it. Don't let him have any association with your enjoyment of ice cream. It has nothing to do with him. Ice cream's just fucking good and it's summer. You don't need to blame anybody. You need to say, yeah, it's called self-care. Look it up. It's called enjoying my life. There's zero guilt with ice cream. Yeah, see? Lady Rose said ice cream's good for the soul. It really is. It's really just one of those things that's like, I can't imagine never eating it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck if I just got done, but I'm still eating ice cream pretty much regularly. So, girl, don't give him that. He doesn't have that power over you. You're eating ice cream anyway because it tastes delicious, right? And Guinevere, I'm so sorry that you're going through a breakup. We love you and we're here for you, and fuck that guy. It is such a simple pleasure, Michelle. It's just so delicious. I literally have, you're going to laugh, but I have 1.5 quart of Handel's lemon bar ice cream in my freezer right now because it's limited edition. I don't know why they can have key lime all year, but God forbid they have lemon. Lemon's my favorite flavor of everything and they never have it anywhere. And they have a lemon bar ice cream that is the best ice cream I've ever fucking had. And I buy quarts of it before they stop carrying it and I stuff my freezer with it. And I have no one to blame. It is the best, isn't it? Yes, the lemon bar from there is so good. It's so good. And they have it right now. And so I literally stock up on it because I love ice cream and I can't blame anybody. I don't have no ex to blame. I'm just, I just love sweet treats. And I love to treat myself. Because I'm a good person and I work hard and I deserve sweet treats. See, Nikki, that's the difference, is I take a scoop and I put it in this little glass Pyrex thing with a lid, and that's my size for the bowl. And then that thing, I probably can get 3 of those out of a quart. So that's the thing, is you have to have self-control. Bonnie, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Everything in moderation. And the winner is Zaddy Plays Hard to Get. Ooh, I'll be right back. Also, welcome in everybody. If you're new here, my name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself, and you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. So just look for Porch Lore and you'll find me. And all of the links are in my bio if you want to check it out. Hi, Chaotic. Welcome in. All right, guys, if you could do me a big favor while I'm pulling up the next story, if you could hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner. There's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow our beautiful porch. And grab a beanbag chair. Oh, Rochelle, isn't she the best? I just adore her so much. Daisy is the most lovely. Her and I are genuinely like friends now. She's not just like someone I shop. You know what I mean? Like, I love her. She asked me today if I was going to start my period because she started her period today. And she's like, I start my period, so you will start yours, huh? And I said, oh God, yeah, then it's coming. And guess what? Sure enough. So I just love her so much. Jace, no, I don't think everybody's from the US. I think we have some people from UK. We have some Australian people. We have some people from Dubai. We have a whole mixture of people here. Me too, one love, and it's the full moon too. And I'm just like, see, there's our Australian friends. Hi. Yeah, we're syncing up exactly. All right, guys. Thank you for reposting, sharing to your stories, tapping, comments, and all the beautiful gifts. I'll be right back with the tale of the detour, which is the Mothman. And welcome in, is it Alicia Pike, Angel? Hi, are you friends with Rachie? Welcome to the porch. Glad to have you here. And yes, the full moon is in 2 days. Oh, you're right. Thanks for the reminder, Michelle. I made a new one. Thank you so much. Be right back. Thank you, Michelle. You always have my back. I love you so much. You're the best. You're such a good friend. Oh my God, Siren, you got locked in a local state park beach looking for rocks. That would That's like something that would happen to me. Can we be best friends? Because I feel like that may have happened to me before, actually. I love that. Are you okay? Was it okay? Matt, are you drunk? Hi, Matt. Are you drunk, boo-boo? Hi, Cable. Matt has hardly commented all night, you guys. And he just randomly wrote this. Ready? Ready? Thank you for the fireworks, Matt. I love you. I know, but I love you. Are you drunk? And he's like, fireworks are great. Thanks for the fireworks, Matt. Love you. Are you having fun on your trip? I know he doesn't have connection. I figured he wouldn't. I think he warned us that. Yeah, Matt's living his best life right now. And he's wearing his Fresno Nightcrawlers shirt, you guys. If you haven't seen it, he posted it in the Discord. He got the tank top and it looks so good. He said I might be on the tipsy side. I knew it. I hope you're having fun, Matt. And did you guys see he looks so good in the shirt? I need him to be a Porch Lore merch model. I know he looks so good in the shirt. I'm like, damn, Matt, okay. Okay, be a Porch Lore merch model, please. Yeah. Yeah, and you're absolutely right, Spooky Cabins. Those the gold willow tree fireworks are the best. What kind of video, Deborah? I know, and he posed like a model too, for sure. Also, guys, just a reminder that I premiere a new story on Monday. And it's a part of the country I haven't covered yet. Oh my God, Siren, that's so funny. I love you for that so much. You know why? Because the best rock hunting happens at the sunset, because the golden hour, they glisten. I get it. And then all of a sudden it's dark and you're like, shit. And you're holding your pickaxe and the gates are locked and you're like, well, what do I do now? And yes, Archangelo, that's why I redid it. Because I think it was Trisha or Michelle requested this one. And so I redid it and I added Mothman because, to be honest, when I first made these backgrounds, a lot of these older stories, I still was learning, didn't know what I was doing, and I was trying my best. And I, for some reason, just didn't even have Mothman in the picture of this. I just had Point Pleasant. But this is actually what Point Pleasant looks like. I just thought maybe I should add Mothman before, so I kind of redid them for the prints so that you guys got better quality and cooler pictures. So yes, this one was redone because of the print, and he is up there on the store. And I think he looks pretty cool. It's actually really hard to add something into an image that's already been created because they're not the same like pixels and stuff. I don't know if you guys know much about that, but it was actually very hard to make him in there without it looking like I placed him in there. Does that make sense? Like, it was very hard to get him to match versus like him looking like a giant black pasted blob, right? Like, it was harder than I thought it would be. So I'm proud of him. I think he looks good. I think he looks like he's been there the whole time. Justin said pasted blob was my dancer name at the Play-Doh factory. I can't believe Jade just dipped without saying bye. And she missed the poll with her story. She's missing these dancer names. What? We need to send out a bolo for Jade. Because usually, even if she only comes in for 5 minutes and she has plans, she'll be like, I'm going, bye, I'm going to karaoke, I'm going. Usually she says bye. She didn't even say bye. She just like disappeared. Bolo time. Aw, Matt, I love your guys' friendship. I love your friendship. I love that people are becoming friends in here. It makes my heart so full. Yeah, we had a lot of people dip out. Jade disappeared and so did Skrilla. Oh, who else? Interesting. Crunchy Cookie's still here. I love that name. You're so cute. I love it. Crunchy Cookie. And Crystal, hi, boo. Rochelle said rude. I know. She fell off the porch and into the creek. Crunchy Cookie is a good dancer name. Crunchy Cookie was my name at the Keebler factory. Wanderlust Fairy, thank you. Yeah, James, you're still here. And yes, I have ears of steam, and I mention it every time. That is why we call him Zaddy in this live. And I always say, if you don't know why he's the Zaddy of the cryptids, go give his statue in Point Pleasant a quick goog. And if you look at this sticker right here, I made sure to reflect what the statue looks like in the sticker. He's got cake. He's got a body yaddy 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 yaddy. Like he could pick me up and fly me around anytime he wants. Oh my God, Rochelle, 100%, 100%. You know her so well already. I didn't even think about it. It's 100% Jade's battery. You're absolutely correct. Hi, Luke. Welcome in. Right? Yours is still the statues. Like, whoa. Like, whoop, whoop, put over that ass too fat. Whoop, whoop. Oh, Leslie fell asleep. Lovely. What are you, oh my godding about? Are you okay? Archangelo said, Daddy is built. Yeah, Zaddy is built. Guinevere, that's okay. Most of us in here aren't normal in some way or another. That's just yours. I'm not normal in a lot of ways. Oh, I didn't get a request. Don't worry, lovely. And yes, congrats, Guinevere, on your sobriety. And don't be jealous. Because it's actually poison. It's not good for you. And it clouds your thinking and your path to ascension. So don't even, you know what I mean? Don't feel jealous. It's something that isn't really that good for us. It helps numb things, but none of us in here are normal. And don't even, and also, you don't have to compare yourself to other people because you have no idea. What if somebody who can drink normally has like a terrible something else? Do you know what I mean? You never, here's a saying that always makes me feel better. If you could put all of the people in the world's problems, including yours, into a hat, would you want to reach in and take your chance? Would you want to reach in there and grab? Or would you take yours back? And that really puts it into perspective, because if you think about all the problems other people have in the world, my God, no. I can't imagine what I would pull out of a hat. No, mine are not that bad. I would take mine back. Exactly. So you like yours, right, Guinevere? Exactly. So don't be so hard on yourself, because at the end of the day, I don't think any of us would want to reach into that hat. There are a few people maybe that would, and I'm sorry if and feel terrible for those people, but most of us wouldn't really want to reach in and grab someone else's. So just remind yourself of that sometimes when you're feeling low, because the cliche of it could always be worse is actually kind of true. And there are a lot of people's problems you would not want to take at all. Nature's Oracle, that's the dopest shit I've ever heard. She said, I started practicing witchcraft and hula hooping topless when I got sober. Okay, queen. Okay, icon. Okay, goddess. What? And yes, chaotic, I have seen a cryptid for real. And yes, Kyrie, that is Mothman. That's Point Pleasant. I live in Ohio. Hey, neighbor. I drive over that bridge. Hey. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the detour. Same siren. Topless, I could never. I'd have black eyes. Good night, Jace. Thanks for coming in. See you tomorrow. So I've been doing solo road trips since I was an emancipated 17-year-old. My parents lived in Ohio while I was finishing high school in North Carolina. So I've become very comfortable being on the road alone. I honestly almost prefer it at this point. Just me and the miles ahead of me. The windshield sunset in my eyes, like a watercolor painted sky. Well, last September, I was driving from Ohio to Virginia. Avoiding highways because if I have the time and it's not too many added miles, I really do love to take the scenic route. All the tiny towns just have so much character, and it's just peaceful country cruising without another car for miles. It truly is a serene way to road trip, but it can also have its downsides. Like taking you further away from cell towers, which can cause your GPS to glitch like mine did, right around the Ohio-West Virginia border. My GPS ended up spazzing out and rerouting me to some back roads that I didn't recognize. These roads looked like they hadn't been paved since the Nixon era. And that's when I ended up in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Cute name, right? Sounds like a Hallmark town. But the second I crossed the Welcome to Point Pleasant sign, my car started making this gurgling noise like it was choking. I pulled over in a gas station with a flickering neon logo, Mothman Gas & Co. I called AAA, but the guy said that it would be 6 hours. 6 hours. It didn't even take the tow truck driver in Vegas to come get us in Death Valley. 6 hours. The sun was already dipping behind the hills, and the only motel in town had a sign that read, "No vacancy." So there I was, a stranger in the middle of nowhere, West Virginia, sitting on the curb outside a gas station. And that's when I realized that I had cell service again. So I decided to Google Point Pleasant, and there it was. Endless websites describing Point Pleasant, the Mothman, red eyes, wings, a bridge collapse, UFOs, all kinds of strange encounters and conspiracies. And I was stranded here, alone. The cashier inside the gas station sold Mothman-shaped cookies and I Love Cryptids t-shirts. I bought a coffee that tasted like motor oil and asked if there was a library or something nearby to kill time while I waited. She pointed down the road and told me to follow the river. But she told me not to linger after dark. Okay. The library was closed when I got there, of course. So I did linger. Yes, I did. And I wandered towards the river, past the bridge. And the Ohio River looked black, swallowing up the sunset. It was pretty much completely dark now by the river, and there were no streetlights. And then all I could hear was the sound of the water and this strange humming noise. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Janae. It almost sounded like a transformer about to blow. I turned back toward town and the streets were completely empty. No cars, no people, and now even the gas station lights were off. That's when panic started to set in. And that's when I saw something rising out of the weeds. They were concrete bunkers, the haunting remains of World War II. They were the ones used as a TNT storage area and were actually considered ground zero for Mothman sightings. Well, since my curiosity is insatiable and I love a good adventure, I decided just to check them out really quickly. The first bunker had graffiti, a winged figure with red eyes. Cute. As I walked up to the second one, the beam of my inadequate flashlight caught graffiti that read, "Beware the bird." Funny. And then I heard a sound. Not an owl and not a deer. It was a low vibrating hum, almost like power lines buzzing. The hair on the back of my neck stood up and I turned, and there, in between the trees, were two glowing red lights. And then I started to realize they weren't lights. They were eyes. Glowing like hot coals, they hovered 7 feet off the ground. And then the thing stepped forward, and my legs turned to cement, and I swear my brain short-circuited. It was 7 feet tall maybe, with hunched bony shoulders and skin like wet charcoal. And wings. Not bird wings, but not bat wings either. Something in between, folded tight against its spine. And those eyes, they glowed, not like reflectors, but like they were lit from the inside. I turned and I ran. Branches clawed at my arms, slowing my escape, and then I tripped over some roots and I tore my jeans. I didn't even care. The buzzing sound followed behind me, vibrating in my skull. But I didn't dare look back. When my feet hit the paved road, "Hi, CJ," I quickly glanced back as I ran. And the creature was on the bridge. He was on the giant, adequate, steel, massive, impressive bridge. Perched on the railing, head tilted to the side, looking at me almost like a curious dog. And then he spread his wings, and they were 10 feet wide easily. And then he let out a horrifying screech that sounded like a train braking. I ran all the way back to my car at the gas station. I jumped in and I locked the doors. AAA finally showed up at midnight. The tow truck driver didn't even ask why I was shaking. He just nodded when I mentioned that I had seen something odd by the river. He told me that I was the third highway traveler this week to somehow get rerouted to Point Pleasant and end up stranded right at sunset. I slept in my car in the parking lot of the auto shop until it opened in the morning. After an inspection, the mechanic told me there was nothing wrong and that my car started up and ran like it didn't have a problem. I thanked him and then got back on the road. As I got back onto the highway, I noticed something in my passenger seat. It was a feather, black and thick as my thumb. It could have just been a crow feather that blew into my car during my road trip, right? Maybe I was overreacting. Or did the Mothman leave me some kind of peace offering? He clearly didn't want to hurt me, or he absolutely could have. I know I never could have outrun him if he'd actually been hunting me. And to be honest, it almost seemed like he was sad that I had turned and ran from him. Even though I was scared out of my mind, I oddly felt bad for him. I have no idea what I encountered that late night in West Virginia. And I'll probably never be able to confirm what it was. But am I going to take this feather somewhere to have it tested? You bet I am. And that's the tale of the detour. Welcome in, everybody. My name's Devin. Hi, Jersey Chick. And this is Porch Lore, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself. Hi, Esmeralda. And you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. You just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. Also, all of the links are in my bio. Aw, Live, Laugh, Love, thank you. We love having you here. You're the best. You're so sweet. Oh, hello. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Okay, Cindy. Aw, I love you. Get some rest. Sending your daughter all the healing love. All right, guys, I'm going to do an extra story. And I already have the poll ready to go. Oh, wait, whoops. Never mind. I have to add one more. Be right back. Thank you so much, Esmeralda. Thank you for helping me with the gift goal. I appreciate you. Okay, guys, the next poll is ready. We have, let's see. We have blue means bye-bye boo-boo. Mary, you're so funny. We have blue means bye-bye boo-boo. We have she's a hugger. We have books and booze. We have hooves, not heels. And we have boogers and permits. Karina, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. All right, you guys can vote in the top left-hand corner. You can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. We have blue means bye-bye boo-boo. She's a hugger. Books and booze. Hooves, not heels. And boogers and permits. Good night, Guinevere. Oh my God, Justin, that's a good one. That's a good one. Thanks, Matt. You missed some really stupid ones earlier. Hi, Auntiana. Thanks for the cozy cryptids. Hi, Ellie. Thanks for the cozy cryptids. Holly, it's hooves, not heels. She's not wearing heels. She can still stomp Spearfinger. Oh, Justin, you missed it today, man. All the names, all the adjectives in Kim's live. And CJ was in there with so many funny ones. CJ, what was the one about the pumps? And like pulsating mist. All right, guys, the winner is hooves, not heels, which is the Deer Woman of Oklahoma. And if you are new here, welcome in. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. It is Spooky Story Title Saturday, so these are not my normal story titles. If you are new here, I promise the story titles are not this ridiculous, but we have fun on Saturdays and Sundays and we name them something different. So I'll be right back with The Hooves Not Heels, also known as The Tale of the Deer Woman of Oklahoma. Also, if you guys could do me a big favor and hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner, there is a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost, and that puts my live. Everything was oily, CJ. Why was everything oily? The air was oily. Sorry, guys. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Also, sharing to your stories and sharing with your friends helps immensely. And thank you for tapping. I am doing an extra story tonight, so we will probably be here for another half an hour. So grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, check out the shooting stars, and welcome to the porch. There's always room for one more on the porch. Happy Saturday. Be right back. Oh, CJ's girlfriend won. Hi, kiddos. Oh my God, Justin, that's good. And yes, Maureen, CJ's in love with her. Good night, Aqua. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Sweet dreams, cutie. Happy Saturday. Thank you, Michelle, for helping me with the hand hearts. Love you. And thank you, Ivy. Most people who talk about the dear woman online reduce her to a metaphor. They frame her like some elegant morality tale, an avenging spirit, a cautionary fable, a beautiful, supernatural punisher of wicked men. But the older stories I heard in Oklahoma did not sound like metaphors. The old stories there begin with warnings. Warnings spoken by grandmothers while shelling beans on porches. Zach, that's so cute. Warnings murmured by uncles over campfires. Warnings folded into bedtime stories and tribal teachings. Old superstitions that nobody openly admits they still believe. The dear woman was never simply a monster. She was a consequence. Among native nations such as the Cherokee, Creek, Seminole, Osage, and many others whose histories stretch through Oklahoma, long before it was Oklahoma, stories of the dear woman vary, but the bones of the tales remain the same. She appears as a beautiful woman, alone in the woods by the roadside. Sometimes she's dancing, sometimes she's crying, sometimes she's asking for help, and sometimes she's luring men from camps, roadsides, bars, and lonely cabins. She is almost always described the same way. Beautiful beyond reason, impossibly graceful, with long dark hair and bright eyes that shine in the moonlight. I was just thinking the same exact thing, Justin. I was literally just thinking about her. And then, always too late, the men notice her feet. Hooves, split black and cloven beneath the hem of her dress. In some stories, she tramples those who are cruel. And in some stories, she seduces predators before killing them. And in some tales, she exists as vengeance itself. Punishment for violence against women, for lust, for arrogance. for disrespect. In the older versions, she is less moral and more primal. A predator, wearing a human face because human men are foolish enough to follow beauty into darkness. Kinsey told me all of this on our drive from Tulsa toward the Eastern Hills, where the highways narrowed and the land rolled into endless folds of oak forest and red dirt roads. She had grown up in Oklahoma and she invited me out to do some exploring. I had flown in for a long weekend to visit her, and our plan was simple. Stay in her family's old hunting cabin near the edge of tribal land. Spend a few days hiking, film some footage for my channel, and hear local legends from people who actually grew up with them, instead of reading sanitized versions online. It was exactly the sort of trip I love. When I asked Kinsey whether she believed in the deer woman, she stared at the road a little too long before telling me that she wasn't sure what she believed. But then she told me that believing had nothing to do with respecting something. The cabin was older than either of us. Rough timber walls, tin roof, broad porch, which I loved. Thank you, CJ. And antlers mounted over the fireplace. It sat alone in a clearing surrounded by oak trees and blackjack pines, with woods pressing so close that at night the tree line became a solid black wall. There was shoddy cell service and no neighbors for miles. It was also pitch black. There was no ambient city glow, just darkness. The perfect place for a spooky weekend adventure. The first night, Kinsey pointed out a spot not far beyond the woods. She said that it was native ceremonial grounds that her grandfather had warned her never to disrespect. I'm misbehaving. She said local kids used to dare each other to sneak out and go there after dark. And most came back screaming before they even reached the trees. One boy supposedly came back barefoot, bloody, and hysterical, swearing a woman had been dancing in the woods to no music. Every trail there had a story, and every creek crossing had some whispered warning attached to it. Everywhere around here seemed to have a reason locals didn't linger there after sunset. The second night, after filming footage of the land all afternoon and hiking further than we had intended to, we drove into a quaint little town for dinner. One main street, one gas station, one diner, one blinking traffic light. By the time we left, night had swallowed any remaining light, and the highway back to the cabin was dark and empty. No headlights, no houses, just miles of black roads slicing through forest and pasture. And then, in the light of our headlights, we saw it. A woman, alone, at nearly midnight, in the middle of nowhere. She wore a pale dress that fluttered in the wind, and her long hair hung to her shoulders. And even in the headlights, there was something strange about the way she moved. Kinsey didn't even slow down, and every hair on the back of my neck stood up. Kinsey floored it past the woman without even turning her head, without even looking. She would not acknowledge her at all. As we passed, her head turned with us, too smoothly and too far, almost like an owl. I twisted to look through the rear window, and she was standing in the middle of the road now, watching us leave. Even from that distance, I could tell her legs bent the wrong way, backward at the knees. Kinsey drove the rest of the way with white knuckles on the wheel. And then later back at the cabin, we joked about it in the shallow way that people joke when something has them genuinely rattled. We tried to rationalize what we saw. Someone with a physical impairment. Maybe it was a lost hiker, or a drunk person, a crackhead. Maybe it was an optical illusion. It could have been, right? But neither of us believed our own explanations. We locked the cabin and we stayed inside. Around midnight, something began circling outside. At first, just footsteps. It paced around the cabin for nearly an hour. Sometimes slow, and then sometimes suddenly sprinting around the perimeter in a manic thunder of hoofbeats. At one point, it stopped directly outside my window, and I could hear the breathing. I don't know why I looked. Why I'm so curious. But I peeled back the curtain. And there she was, standing inches from the glass. She looked human from the waist up. Beautiful in a way venomous things are beautiful. Smooth skin, hollow dark eyes, and hair hanging in damp ropes around her face. But below her waist, no human legs. Jointed hind limbs like a deer, standing upright, with black fur slick against muscle, and split hooves planted on the porch boards. Thank you, Esmeralda. Thank you, chicken. And then she smiled at me, far too wide, and I screamed. And she slammed into the window so hard, the pane cracked. Kinsey dragged me backward as she shrieked outside. A sound somewhere between a woman screaming and an elk bugling and metal tearing. And then we heard the slow creaking of the porch wood bracing from weight of something stepping onto the porch. And then came the hard, sharp clicks like hooves clanking against the porch boards. For nearly an hour she circled the cabin, never knocking, never speaking, just pacing, waiting, trying to scare us out. At some point the pacing stopped and we sat on the couch in silence, barely breathing. And then came the sound of a heavy impact against the front door, hard enough to rattle the frame. And then another, and then another. The entire cabin shook. And then nothing. Just silence. It stayed silent until dawn. When sunlight finally bled through the curtains and we could both finally breathe again, we stepped outside and the porch was empty. But the outside of the door and the wooden porch boards were scarred with deep gouges raked across them. We both packed up all our stuff in under 15 minutes and we got out of there. Neither of us spoke much on the drive back to Tulsa. I kept replaying the night over and over again in my mind, trying to make sense of it, trying to fit it into something rational. Halfway through the drive, Kenzie got a call from her uncle and he sounded panicked and he asked where we were. Then he said that the neighbors found something in the woods behind our cabin that morning. A hunter, or what was left of one. His body had been found less than a mile from our cabin in the woods. Chest crushed inward, ribs shattered, face nearly unrecognizable like something heavy had stomped him to death. Authorities blamed a feral hog attack, but all the locals knew better. It was the deer woman protecting us. We never went back to that cabin, and Kenzie's family sold the property the following year. When I got back home, I checked out footage that I had filmed earlier that day by the creek. I had set the camera down on a rock while talking, and it had remained recording for nearly 6 unattended minutes, and I almost deleted it. But then movement in the background caught my eye, so I zoomed in, and between the trees behind us, far back in the brush, stood a pale figure, watching us like a guardian, perfectly still. She had been there this whole time, studying us, waiting, watching, and protecting. And that's the tale of the deer woman of Oklahoma. Hi Jade, you missed it. Your foot was on the pole and you missed it. You also missed some really funny dancer names. All right, guys, welcome in. Oh, you did, Jade? I'm so proud of you. I love you. I'm so proud of you. I'll talk to you after the live. I love you so much. I'm really proud of you. We were sending out a bolo because you usually say bye when you're leaving, even if it's early, and you just disappeared. And we were like, uh-oh. We're really proud of you. Thank you, Miss Behaven. Thank you, Akaro. And no, CJ, I can't do that. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself, and you can listen to them anytime you would like on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. If you just look for Porch Lore, you'll find me. And all of the links are also in my bio. I do also have a fun merch site where I put a lot of love and effort and passion into really cute, fun merch for the Porch Pals. Cryptid themed stuff, story specific stuff, all kinds of goodies. So feel free to check it out. It's just the Porch Lore and then dot and then store. Also, the link is in my bio. Hi, LJ. Welcome back. PJs, thank you for the manifesting crystal ball. And Anita, thank you for the hand hearts. Hi, cutie. Oh, okay, misbehaving. Love you too. Yay, Rachie, me neither. I can't wait to see what it looks like. All right, you guys, sit back and relax. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock. Check out the shooting stars. Happy Saturday. And welcome to the porch. If you guys could do me a big favor while I pull up the next story, if you could hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner. There's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Also, sharing to your story, sharing with your friends, tapping, all the good things helps us get pushed out, and it helps us grow this community with cool people. And there's always room for one more, you know. So sit back and relax, because it is grilled cheese time. Nanita, thank you for the cozy cryptids. It is grilled cheese time, guys. I'll be right back with the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Oh, look, Justin, Crystal's repping your guy. Crystal, did you fall asleep for a little bit and then come back? Like, you were always in here, but did you snooze for a little bit? I'm always curious, because sometimes people get really quiet and then all of a sudden they just start coming back and chatting. And Kim admitted to me once, I knew it, yay, because I knew it, because Kim admitted to me once that that's because she falls asleep and then just like casually comes back into the chat. And I kind of wondered if that's what you did too, because I hadn't heard from you in a while. I'm glad you're snoozing. It makes me happy that I'm helping you guys get sleep, but also I love it when you're also chatting. Hey, you're missed when you're not in the chat. I just noticed, I can tell when you were sleeping. That's how you can tell that I notice when you're here. Hi, Eric. I love that siren. I love that. I'm the same exact way. Yeah, Terry, I love that. A lot of people do that. They'll just casually like come back into the chat after 2 hours. And I'm like, did you just wake up? But it makes me happy because it makes me feel like I'm helping. I'm doing what I hope to do and calm you guys down enough to where you are so relaxed that you fall asleep in the middle of doing something when usually you can't even sleep at all. I know, Michelle, I can tell you do that too, because you're usually so funny with your jokes and your comments, and then all of a sudden you like won't say anything for a while. I'm like, I think Michelle's asleep. I'm glad, Uncle Popcorn. That's what I'm here for. And if you aren't able to fall asleep on the live, All of my stories are on a playlist on my YT channel, the Tube of You channel, called Bedtime Stories. And it's just the same stories. I just record them not live. And I even listen to it and I'm out by the second story. So if you are not able to fall asleep by the end of the live, I highly recommend subscribing over there, and the Bedtime Stories playlist will just get you out. And I'm glad you're here. And you said you work night shift, correct? So thanks for being here, and I hope we can help you get some sleep. Heavy equipment operator, you got to be up at 4 a.m. Aw. Yeah, of course. Well, thanks for being here, Uncle Popcorn. And I hope I can help you get some snoozies. Be right back with the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Rachie, I love that. I do too, actually. Even the Aussie says, oh my, that's early. It is. It really is. That's literally what time I go to bed. I'm on the opposite schedule. Hi, Giggles. Hi, Menace. No. 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 That's me saying no in an Australian accent. Eric, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, thanks, Justin. Where is Joanne? Where's Joanne? She didn't come in tonight, did she? Joanne, where are you? She probably has a raging social life on the weekends. She's probably a party animal. She probably only comes on the weekdays because she's so busy. No, she was here yesterday. She came in yesterday. She was here yesterday. A deer just knocked over your trash can. A deer just dropped a huge load of scat in my yard, and then I go out with Merlin into my yard, and we like sit in the grass and hang out. And I'm not even kidding you guys. I like sat right next to it, and then all of a sudden I look over. I'm like, oh my god! I almost sat in it. I was like, I gotta start looking before I sit, because my grass is nice and it's like not like wildernessy. So like, but I forget that I feed the animals and they come into my yard and they shit, and I like totally forgot. Siren, no, nobody got raccooned, but oh wait, he did. Oh my god, Siren, you're so cute and funny. You're right. CJ got raccooned by a deer. Oh my god, Rachie, you're so sweet. Thank you. I still need to figure out what we want to do for those. I was thinking I would just do fun little shorts, like little, hey guys, like short videos where I just talk about either folklore or magic or something. That's just for you guys. But I just turned that on, so I haven't even figured that out yet, but I'm working on it right now, I promise. You live in the bush yourself. You see lots of wildlife. You live in the bush? Wait, Uncle Popcorn, you're just calling it the bush, but are you in the United States, or do you actually live in Australia too? And raccoon, Kim, it's something that my friend on here taught me that is hilarious. And we were talking, I don't even know how it came up, but it was basically, how did it come up? Oh, I guess people were somebody had mentioned like a one night stand, or and anyway, and I was like, I don't really do like the one night stand thing. I don't really like that. And I don't judge it or anything, but I'm just like, I don't know. I've never really had whatever. And so, which I have, but not like, it's not a thing I'm regularly into. And so we were like talking about it, and my friend came in and he was like, personally, I like to raccoon people too. I like to raccoon people. And I was like, wait, what's that? And he's like, I wake up in the morning, and when I go to leave, I kick over their trash cans. And I was like, what? And he calls that raccooning. And so Siren remembered that from the live, and she just said, wait, did CJ just get raccooned? And I was like, yeah, dude, CJ just got raccooned by a deer. Oh God, all you guys are saying you're going to do that now. I do not want to be responsible for a bunch of porch pals having one night stands just to kick over someone's trash cans. Don't do it, you guys. You guys, we just finished the Deer Woman story, and CJ was talking about how she is his woman. You think Deer Woman's the kind of woman that likes to be claimed like that by a guy? I don't fucking think so. She literally stomps dudes. Okay? So he gets done telling everybody in the live that she's his, and then a deer stomps his trash cans over. I don't find that a coincidence at all. He said she claimed me after the Red Lobster date. You took her to Red Lobster? Yeah, she was like, I'm not yours. Let me kick over your trash cans. So the Deer Woman just came over and was like, CJ, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Isn't that weird? It is weird, Gigi. Funniest timing ever. Anyway, be right back with the diner. By the way, I don't know who the one person is that has been watching my live all night on Twitch, but shout out to you. You're a real one, because it has literally been at one person all night. So whoever you are, you haven't commented or anything, but I just wanted to say I appreciate you because you are the only person watching me on Twitch, and you have been here all night. So it doesn't show me who you are on Restream, but thanks for being here. You may have just fallen asleep in the first 15 minutes and you're not even listening this whole time, but regardless, I appreciate you for being the one person watching me there. And, oh God, Justin, is it you? You little shit. It's Justin. You know what, Justin? It's Justin. Are you using two phones, Justin? It's Justin. Ugh. Never mind. He's on all platforms. Okay. I take it back. I do appreciate you, Justin. Thanks for being the only person watching me over there. Love you. You're the best mod ever. I know. He's on every platform. I love you, Justin. But yeah. So hi, Gina. Welcome in. That's hilarious. Justin's like, shit, do I say anything? Do I say anything? And then he's like, all right, yeah, but like, I feel like usually there's more than one person on T-Witch, because tonight it's blatantly just been one the whole night. So I noticed. Usually it fluctuates, but like it has not at all. So thanks, Justin, for giving me that view over there. Justin was probably like, shit, do I burst her bubble and tell her? And then he typed, it might be me. Oh, Taryn, I appreciate you. Yeah, there's a good like 20 something people on YT, but on T-Witch, I don't think they like me over there very much. I don't know how to get reach on that app. Apparently something. Lady Rose went over there. Love you. And Justin, don't be sorry at all. I love you for having all the bases covered. Thank you so much. And yeah, Justin doesn't sound like that. That's just my guy voice. We love you, Justin. You're the best. But yes, I did get excited thinking there was one person just like really liking it. But that's okay. That's okay. It's a gamer page and I don't know anything about games. So people, maybe they expect to hear that and they're like, nah, bye. I know, right, Lonnie? Because I was just doing like an entire monologue. Wait, what did it say? You're making my Sunday Nana nap all the way from Australia. Aww, Salted Muse, thanks. Welcome in from Australia. Yeah, I was giving like a monologue, Lonnie, like, and I just wanted to say, I'm so grateful for that one viewer. I see you. You matter. And then it's Justin. And Justin, of course, matters so much. But still. Anyway, be right back. Quick swig. Oh, Denmark. Hello. Welcome, Mads from Denmark. Hello, everybody. Are you guys just waking up? Yeah, Lonnie, exactly. Justin was like, yeah, usually Sparkles is there too. She's not here tonight. Oh, and Mary went over there too. Hi, Mary. You're so cute. Hi, Froggy. You guys are so cute. A lot of you went over there. Thanks, Foggy. Thanks, Laura. I appreciate it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the porch. Oh, the Maldives. Oh my God. I've always wanted to go to the Maldives. Hello. Welcome in. Good morning. My name's Devin, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Shamika, thank you for the follow and welcome to the porch. I'm not usually the kind of person who pulls over on back roads at night. Not unless I absolutely have to. But that night, something about the storm, the long drive, and that growling pit in my stomach convinced me otherwise. I was hungry. It was late October, and I was headed back to campus after a weekend visit with my friends in North Carolina. I had a midterm on Monday, and my plan had been to drive straight through, 5 hours, no stops. But then came the rain. One of those cold, slanted, whispery rains that creeps into your bones and makes the windshield wipers sound like a heartbeat. Sending you love, James, we love you. I had taken the wrong exit trying to bypass traffic, and I ended up on a 2-lane back road, surrounded by nothing but pine trees and power lines. And that's when I saw the neon sign. SYCAMRE Diner. The O in Sycamore was flickering like it hadn't worked right in years, but the rest was lit up in a cherry red neon. A tiny beacon in the middle of nowhere. I figured I'd grab a quick bite, maybe some coffee, check my map and get back on the highway, but I should have just kept driving. I should have known something was off the second I stepped inside. The bell over the door jingled, but not like a normal bell. It made this sharp metallic ping that echoed longer than it should have. The air inside was warm, almost too warm, and it smelled like grilled onions and pancake syrup. The place looked like it had been yanked straight from 1957. A checkerboard floor, red vinyl booths, a long counter with spinning stools, even a jukebox in the corner that looked like it hadn't worked in decades. And the people, they all stopped and looked at me the second I walked in. And not in a rude way, just quiet, like they weren't expecting me. Like I'd walked into the middle of a sentence that no one wanted to finish. A waitress, tall, with a beehive hairdo and a light blue uniform, smiled and waved me over. "You get caught in the rain, sweetheart," she said, handing me a laminated menu. I nodded, still trying to shake off that weird feeling. Yeah, the highway's a mess. She chuckled and patted my shoulder. "Well, you're safe here. Sycamore's always open for travelers." I sat down at a corner booth and the vinyl creaked, and I remember the jukebox shifted songs by itself and started playing some slow doo-wop ballad that I didn't recognize. I looked around and everyone looked normal, sort of. There was a trucker with a thick gray beard drinking coffee at the counter. A young couple whispering to each other in a booth by the jukebox. And an older woman stirring tea like she was lost in thought. But they all had the same look in their eye. Like they were there, but also somewhere else. Like they were watching me out of the corner of their eye, even when they were looking down. The waitress came back with coffee, strong, hot, and surprisingly good. And I ordered a grilled cheese with fries. Simple, safe. She wrote it down with one of those clicky pens and said, "Don't worry, it's on the house tonight." And that was my second red flag. No diner just gives food away. While I waited, I took out my phone to check the map. No signal, and I mean nothing. No bars, no Wi-Fi, not even GPS. Just a blank screen with a spinning wheel. I glanced out the foggy window and the storm was still going. But now the wind had picked up and I could see the power lines swaying like jump ropes in the dark. But the diner stayed perfectly lit. Not even a flicker. The food came fast. Too fast, like under 5 minutes, but it looked amazing. Golden bread, gooey cheese, crispy fries with a little metal cup of ketchup on the side. Hi, Lumberjack. I took a bite. Delicious. I mean, I've eaten at a lot of diners, greasy spoons, college joints, and roadside shacks, but this was hands down the best grilled cheese I've ever had. The fries were perfect and the coffee never ran out. Every time I took a sip, it was somehow full again. I was halfway through the sandwich when the trucker got up to leave. He walked right past my table, nodded once, and whispered, "Don't stay past midnight." That's all he said. Just that. I blinked. What? But he was already out the door. The waitress gave me a tight smile and walked over, collecting his empty mug. Old Earl, he's always saying weird stuff. Just ignore him. But I couldn't. Something about his voice stuck with me. Something about the way he looked at me. Not like I was a customer, but like I was in danger. I checked the clock over the register. 11:42. I figured I had just enough time to finish my fries, grab my check, and head out. I still had at least 3 hours left on the road. But when I stood up, the lights flickered. Just once and then again. And then everything in the diner stopped moving. The couple by the jukebox froze mid-sentence. The woman with the tea stopped stirring, her spoon hanging in midair. The waitress, her hand reached out for a mug, just stopped. Like someone had paused on the entire scene. I took a step back and the jukebox buzzed, glitched, and restarted a new track. I could still move, but no one else could. And then I heard it. Not music, not a storm, a voice. Not coming from anyone I could see. Just a whisper that seemed to echo from the walls themselves. I backed toward the door, my heart hammering in my chest. Locked. Of course it was locked. I tried the windows, but they were sealed shut. I started banging on the glass and shouting, but no one was outside, just the wind and rain and that flickering red sign. SYCAMRE. I turned back toward the dining room and everyone was gone. Not frozen anymore, just gone. The booths were empty. No plates, no crumbs, no mugs. No sign that anyone had ever even been there. Except for my plate. Still warm and still half eaten. And then I saw the waitress. She was standing by the kitchen doors, her silhouette backlit by flickering fluorescent light. Her face was wrong. The same smile, but her eyes were empty, black and endless, like someone had painted over them. "You shouldn't be here, honey," she said in that same cheerful voice. "Not yet." I stumbled back, knocking over a chair as she took one slow step forward. "The others, they were waiting, but you just wandered in." She raised a hand and the walls began to shimmer. Literally shimmer, like heat waves on asphalt. The checkered floor rippled and the red booths started to fade, becoming outlines and shadows and then nothing. And that's when I saw it. Underneath the illusion. It was charred wood, cracked tile, broken beams, and black soot. Like the diner had burned down long ago. Yes, cracked tile. I ran. I don't even remember how I got out. 1 second, I was inside, and the next, I was on the side of the road, soaked to the bone and gasping for air. My car was still there, parked on gravel that didn't even look like a lot anymore, just weeds and puddles. No neon sign, no glowing windows, just nothing. I drove back to campus that night in silence. No music, no Porch Lore podcast. I kept glancing in the rear view mirror, half expecting to see that red neon flicker back to life. I didn't tell anyone, not for weeks. Not until I finally looked up Sycamore Diner on a local history site. And I found it. It burned to the ground in 1972. A gas leak. The whole place went up at midnight. Everyone inside was killed. 5 patrons, a waitress, and a cook. The photo in the article? The same checkerboard floor, the same red booths, the same neon sign. SYCAMORE. And in the corner of the photo, that same waitress, smiling. I never took that back road again. I don't even drive at night anymore if I can help it. And every time I see a neon diner sign, something in me flinches just a little. Because I know I was there. And I know I wasn't supposed to be. But the part that keeps me up sometimes, the part that really makes my stomach turn, that was the best damn grilled cheese I've ever had. And I didn't even pay for it. And that's the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Thanks for spending your Saturday with me, Porch Pals. I love you guys so much. Thanks, Holly. I hope you guys get some lovely sleep. And if you aren't able to sleep, head over to my YT channel and there's a bedtime stories playlist that you can fall asleep to. And I will see you guys again tomorrow, same time, same place, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good night, everybody. I love you so much. And don't forget, stay spooky.